with anything. All right. So we are going to start with Choiceboards. This is going to be for Seesaw users or for Google Classroom users. Okay, so either one is going to be successful using these methods. So I'm going to have a couple different examples that I'm going to show you first, and then we are going to talk about what we're building it in, sharing and using the sharing permissions to get it right on all the different types of devices. What do different devices need to be successful, so that you can help parents? And then we will talk about actually creating one, okay, and walk through creating one together. So the first one we're going to look at is comparing stories. So we have two stories here. This is just a single or a two option choice board. So when you actually click on this, it has a link that goes out to the slide. So everything in here already is something created for you. It's not just a picture. So it is there, and the links that are tied to these stories are on here. So if you want to try them out without having to create something on your own for the first time and see how it works, then you've got that option, okay? So again, those links are there. And what I will also do is put that in the chat. So I put it in the session list as well. So it's in there as well. So you can't lose it. But if you want that, then you've got that as well. So you can go straight to the links. So again, this one, when I click on it, it takes me out to the Three Billy Goats Gruff. And you can see that I just have two options here. The arrow is telling them where to go. It has two little videos reading the stories. So they're going to listen to both stories. Okay, so this one's pretty basic. I just wanted you to kind of see some different examples of what you could do. The next one is on circles. Again, this one, let's see. I don't have that one open already. Oh, I put the wrong one on there. I'll have to go and get it and change that. There is a circle one. So this one again is different videos. This one is a game that they can go to, and this one is also a game that they can go to support the learning about how circles work. So they get two videos and then two options to explore learning. The next one is equal groups for multiplication. So again, they've got their video, then they apply it, and then they can extend it with the video again. So this is going to reach out and look at a couple different things that they can look at, okay? Now, again, these are someone else's examples, so I am just putting it out there. We're going to build one with our curriculum after this, so you can see what that would look like with our curriculum. I just wanted to give you an idea of what could be done. So then the next one is this one right here, and I wanted you to see what it looked like in Seesaw. So we're going to actually see what that looks like in Seesaw. See that they put it in the top part here. When you open it, I'm not in my count. Here we go. And you open it, you've got this right here. Okay, he's got the instructions are already in there. I can assign it, or I can come down and copy and edit it. I just want you to see that he's put that in the instructions area. He has the link, which we're going to talk about. And then also when I click on it, it's in here as a picture as well, so that there's multiple ways to be able to get what they need from it. All right. This guy is really awesome. So if you ever want to go and see any of his examples, he's got an entire library of really great things. He is primary. He does what I do, but he's specifically to primary in a very small district. So he built a lot of curriculum in here. So he's got some really great examples. But when I click on the picture here like a kid would, again, they've got the option to click the link here. They have view original, which is going to make it look like a website, or they can go to the Google Doc and they get the view like you do, okay? So they've got some different options depending on the type of device they have, which we're going to go over. I just wanted you to see the difference between a Seesaw versus looking at it specifically in Google Slides. So the next one is templates. Building this stuff can take a little bit of time, so I like using templates if at all possible. These have already been built for you, so you can come in and click on it to be able to get those already done for you. And so we will look at that as well. And then this one was a math listening center one. It's really just color blocks, so you could use it for anything. There's just one thing per slide instead of this one being one slide with everything in it. So just kind of thinking about how you organize your thoughts and organize the work they're doing. So again, we're using Google Slides to make this happen, even if you're using I know at the beginning of Seesaw, it was kind of confusing because we were doing everything in Google and it wasn't working right. So we're going to talk about how to make it work right. So they could be choices or a flowchart. Either one works. This guy put them on there just so they knew what direction to go in, but I think you could do Choiceboard the same way. That's why we're going to build one ourselves as well. Looking at some different examples so that you can kind of see how it works. Next is sharing. So again, permissions are going to be your big thing. So iPads, you're going to share. Anyone with the link can view. Okay. That view original in Seesaw, which is what that one is for, that is for the iPad. Okay. So for Chromebooks and Android tablets, again, it's anyone with the view. Okay, anyone with the link can view, and then you're going to publish the slideshow. That's going to make it easier for them to be able to manage it because then it's going to look like that website that we were talking about. Then here, again, you want anyone with the link can view. Go ahead and just do all three because then everybody can get it on any device that they want. So it doesn't matter what they have at home, they're going to have an option to be able to get to it. And so knowing what your student is using is helpful sometimes, but if you're not quite sure, then just do all of them, and we'll talk about that. So this is an example of one that they've already built, kind of playing around with it. And so I wanted to see what that looks like. No, I don't. We're going to build one. That's what we're going to do. All right, so to do that, I just get rid of all of the boxes, right? And I'm going to come in and put a shape. He has the lovely little rounded boxes. So then you want your title box. Again, you can come in and make fun font, whatever you want to do. It doesn't really matter. I'm just doing the example. And kind of move that up a little bit. You can put a shadow on it. Those sorts of things can all be done like he did to make them cutesy before. Then you're going to come in and do your boxes again for each one of the choices that you want to do. So say I want one, and then I'm going to copy and paste, and paste, 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 paste. So we all kind of know how that works. And then we can kind of go, oh, I need them just to be a little bit bigger. I can do all of them at once and make them bigger, okay? So that way I can kind of play around with where they're spaced. So notice that the red lines come up, and that's going to let them be in line with others. So that kind of helps you figure out, okay, I need them similarly spaced. And sometimes I can't visually judge it very well. So kind of play around till it gets where you want it to go. And then again, you come up and change the colors as you need to. His example, they were all the same color, but you could choose different colors, whatever you wanted to make it fun for the kids to come in and see what they can do. And we'll do orange. All right, so once I've got my boxes up, again, you can put them in a specific order. You can do free choice. You can have them look at different things. For the example that I'm going to build right now, I'm actually going to take a third grade example of curriculum that they've got because they've got a couple videos. And when we're looking at, nope, that's not the right one. I want to close that one. I want this one. So when I went into the ELA curriculum, I then have this video and this video and this video and this video, and then a couple different places that I want them to go as well. So that leaves a lot of places for kids to go. This one kind of is already using a direction because we want them to go in a specific way, but they might want to come back to different things. Or maybe they're doing them in a different order, and that's just the group that you have, and that's fine too. So one of the things is, so like Brain Pop, when I come in, I can actually take the logo itself and just right click and copy the image. And then when I'm in my thing here, to find it, I can come in and say, I want them to do a Brain Pop. Okay. So Brain Pop, but because I have 2 this week, I'm actually going to want to put something in here that says what that Brain Pop is going to be, and I'm going to want to hyperlink it. So this one, oh, wait, sorry, I'm going to have to do this a different way, I think. It's too hard to go back and forth. Let me pull this whole thing over here. So this one right now is on theme. Okay. Oops. No, I'm not anywhere where I need to be. Right here. So then I can come in and put my text box right in here and call it a theme video. Okay. And kind of play around with it. Now, for kids, I would suggest doing the whole box and then selecting all of the pieces within it, or selecting all of the pieces like this, okay, so that you have everything selected. And then you're going to hyperlink to where you want them to go when they click on that object, okay? So for this one, I want to insert, and it's not letting me link. So let me figure out why that's. So let me link to just that one. So let me link to that one. And let me link to that one. Okay, separately. We can link to them separately. I guess I can group them. My brain's not firing on all cylinders today. So grouping is there. So then group them, and then we will link them as a group. There we go. Right? Nope, still doesn't like it. We'll just do it separately. That's fine. All right, so then I've got my video link. I just copied that, and then I'm going to select, I just want to select the one thing. Okay. Why are you not working? Maybe I have to ungroup it now. It's causing me problems. Okay, so when I go to link, I can paste it in there. So there's my Brain Pop video. Again, do the same thing, and I can right click, or why is it not letting me right click and do it? Maybe it just doesn't like that video. Oh, nope, there it is. Okay. Theme video. Just so that wherever they click, they have the option to go. Makes it easier so that they're not trying to figure out where to click. They just have that whole area on the same thing. So there's their Brain Pop video. Then they have a final stable syllables video. And the same thing, so this one right here, I'm going to make it come on the screen here. So you can take YouTube, and you can also, you should be able to. Ah, he lied. No, sometimes you can take the logos directly and copy the logos. And sometimes you can't see how that one was fine, but the YouTube wasn't. So maybe you just want a YouTube picture instead, or a picture of the video, which works as well. Today's working well. All right. Once I close that, we're going to go here. So this one does have the option to make a picture. Again, you've got your snipping tool down here. And when you pull your snipping tool up, you can hit new and just take a picture of what you want. So this one's on capitalization. So maybe I just want to do Brain Pop capitalization. Maybe I want it to have the picture of the video. You know, so you've got some different options there. Since I have 2 Brain Pop videos, I might want to make sure that they look different. So again, then I will just copy that and put it right back into here. Make it fit in my box. The other thing you can do, and I guess the YouTube video would be a good example of this one. So let me see if I can grab that one again, because I closed it to figure out where everything is. This one. Let's see. This final stable video. I don't want you to play. All right, so when I get that share, they have an option for embedding it straight in here. So I can insert a video. I can put the URL from my YouTube in here or search for it. Why aren't you doing it? Copy and paste. Okay, I select my video, select. It's going to assume you want it everywhere, but we're just going to put it inside our little box. Okay, so then they can see that it's a video right there. Again, you can come in and put little title boxes on any of this, just the same way as you did your text box over here. Just giving you a couple different ways of making them a visual representation of what you want the kids to do on the choice board. Okay. All right, so the other options that came off that same group, there was one more video, and this one was a View Pure video on the writing lesson. Okay, so again, I might just take my snippet, take a picture of it, or embed it. I'm not sure you can embed it, this one, because of it's not YouTube. We will copy and paste it in here as well. Okay. Just remember that every time you paste a picture in here, it's going to have to be hyperlinked. All right. So then again, I'm going to want to come in and take the link from the video, copy and paste it, and then come in and hyperlink the video. Do that to the box and to the picture. Okay, so you can see it takes a little bit of time, but imagine for kids how much easier that is to then be able to see what it is that you want them to see and to get to things quickly instead of having to have 15 different posts to get them to all the activities that you need them to complete. They've got one place to come back and see what it is that you want them to do. So the other things that were in that same group were the anchor charts from the week. And so those are in PDFs already. I can download those. I can put the link to the PDF in here if you want them to do that. The other thing to do would be to say, I want it to go to another place in my slide. So I'm going to add a new slide. And this time I'm going to put my anchor chart in that slide. And I'm going to take my anchor chart, which is this one right here. I'm going to wait till the little lines go away. I may have to make it smaller to make it work. Oop, I want it to go the other way. That's as small as it's going to get, I guess. All right. So take my picture of it. Not a great example. You may want to do that by downloading first. But for time, we're just going to do it this way. So I can copy that and put that in my slide. Okay, so now I've got my anchor chart. Whoops, cropped it. All right, I don't want to crop it. Just want to move it. So I've got my anchor chart and I can have directions off to the side, or I can also put the other page in there for the preview of vocabulary by again snipping the preview of vocabulary page that I want them to see as well. These aren't great copies, sorry. I would do a better job of copying it for the kids. But then they can see the 2 pages that you're wanting to do. And then to link that, I can say, okay, well, I still want this one right here. So I'm going to copy that one again and put it in here. I'm going to make it really tiny. And then when they click on these, I'm going to, instead of hyperlinking it to a place, I'm going to put it to a slide in this presentation. And I'm going to choose slide 13. Okay, and apply. Same thing to this. I'm going to hyperlink it to a slide in this presentation and go to slide 13 because that's where it is living in here. Then when they click on this, it's going to go straight to that slide for them. So that's a way of building it within the same area without them having to leave the area that they are in. The only thing is that if they will get confused by this, depending on the age of the students, you may also want to put something like a home or a choice board picture or something like that, so that they know how to get back. Okay, so we're just going to use that one right there. Make it tiny, put it in the corner, and then we'll hyperlink that one back to our choice board, which is 12. For yours, it would probably be page 1. And that way they can always go back to the choice board wherever they happen to be in their area. All right, so then the last thing we had was our story for the week. And so that one, I'm actually going to take the link and I'm going to take a picture of the front of the book. This one is Aesop's Fables. Or this could be a link to where it is in the Pearson, if it's a Pearson resource or whatever works for you. Okay, however you're planning on doing that works. So then the story for the week would go there, and I would hyperlink it to the pages you want, or to the document. Oh, I copied the thing, so okay. And paste. And same thing. There. All right. So then when they are in here, again, when they click on it, it's going to go to their video. We didn't hyperlink that one. This one will play straight in the same window. So for littles, YouTube is a great option. This one, again, when they click on it, they'll go to the video. This one, they'll go to a slide with the information. This one, they will go to the text. Okay. So that kind of is how to build it. I know mine don't look as cute as his, but he builds them a lot more often than I do. But I wanted you to see kind of how to work within that thing. Plus, you've got the templates as well. So you could just put them in the cutesy templates already there for you. So you don't have to build them necessarily on your own already. And that's why I did that little example below, because if you wanted to do that, you had that option. All right. Any questions on that? No? All right. Let's see. I have too many things open. I have to find you guys again. All right. That was all the little pieces. Again, I'm just taking all of that straight from the Home Education Bridge. I just opened up all of the links within that. So that's where I found those. And again, once I have that choice board done, I'm going to go into Seesaw. I'm going to go to my library. I'm going to create a new activity, and I'm going to put it in the multimedia instructions or example. I'm going to go to upload, and I'm going to select from Google Drive. I can put my choice board straight in there. Of course, that one doesn't look great because it's the thing, but you'll put the choice board in there, and then it'll take a while because I put a long one in there. And then they'll have that option there. So this is a better example. So you're going to always put the choice board there, and then any templates that you want them to do go here. A couple different ideas. Like, you know what? I didn't tell you exactly how to do the sharing. So sharing, again, you want to make sure that you hit the share button. Anyone with the link can view. If it doesn't say that, you can either click on the button and go to more and see all of the options. Again, we want to make sure that no sign in is required, especially for little ones, because we're still working on that kind of stuff. So make sure that you've got that on there, and then view only means that they can't mess it up for you. So if you do all the work of creating one of these, then making sure that it's there for the next kid is great. So making sure that that is one option that you have done as well. You've also got advanced, and it's going to take you to a view that looks like this, and you can hit change to get back to that same menu. Know that in the next month, this whole thing, not the options, but the way it looks visually, is all changing. So if it comes in and it looks different, don't freak out. They are changing it. It's supposed to make it easier. It was a little confusing for us, so I'm sure that we'll have updated what's coming and what's next on the changes when they go live, and we can actually get screenshots of it. But just know that it will still say the words anyone with the link and no sign in required. Those are what's important. And then that publishing feature is actually under file. When you go to file and you go to publish to the web. Okay, so when you go to publish to the web, you have a link, or you can embed. If you already have a website and you want to embed it in the website, you absolutely could do that by using the embed feature. Otherwise, we'll probably look at the link. And you can do any of the auto if you want to. You can start a slideshow, all that kind of stuff if you want to. I just leave it how it is for this kind of stuff because there's not a whole lot of slides on it. And you may just want them not to do anything. So then here you want it to go to publish. There's also publish settings below. This is going to be off by default, but you can do that if you were going to need to later on. So then I hit publish. It says, are you sure you want to publish it? Yes, I do. Click OK. And now I have this link. It is going to automatically publish whatever the latest changes you have are, unless you stop publishing. Okay, so once it is published, it is always published until you stop publishing. So just kind of know that. And any changes will be live. So that kind of makes it easier when you do have to make changes on the fly. This is not template for work done. This is more things for them to do, go out and see lots of resources and things like that, versus having to put a whole bunch of resources. So say I've got it in Google Classroom, and in Google Classroom I have to have, here's my link for this, and here's my link for this, and here's my link for this. Have one place, all the links in it, all of them in one place, so that I can just click that one place. Makes it easier on the kids and parents to be able to figure out where they're going. So that's where all that publish goes into play. Again, so this would be the link that you are going to copy and share. All right. So again, you can still use anyone with the link, or you can use that publish link. But what that does is it changes based off of the type of device that they're going into and the platform that they're using it in. So I did want to make sure I clarified that before the next section. Okay, so some of the things in Seesaw that I heard when I went to a class is that giving them picture icons to let them know what you want them to do can be very helpful. This isn't quite a choice board. It's more of a just a digital representation of what they want, because within here you you don't really have like image placeholders and things like that. So sometimes kids are not sure exactly what they're supposed to do very easily. So these ones were just some of the ones that you could easily recreate. He didn't have examples of them, but I don't mind creating them if you want me to. He just used a picture of it. And then these were some of the examples as well that were shared of things you could do with timelines, a KWL, different things like that that make it just good options for what they could do within slides or within using some of these different activities. So that is Choiceboards. I have to find you guys again. There we go. I'm not seeing any questions or anything like that. Is there an example you would like to see more, or is there something I didn't show that you'd want to see?
Casey, this is Melanie. Would you recommend like doing more links like that, or like the choice boards I've seen in the past, they have like the QR codes. Where would QR codes come into play more than like the links themselves? Because I'm not super familiar with QR codes because I haven't used a lot of those, so I was just kind of curious.
Yeah, so a QR code is great when you have a printed object that you want them to then go to something. So sending them a digital copy of it isn't going to be helpful because it has to be printed for the computer to read it. Does that make sense? So if you were going to read around the classroom and you had a scavenger hunt of activities that they needed to do, you could use the QR codes to then read the different books that you wanted them to read, or listen to stories, or do math problems and go find the answers. There's lots of different ways to be able to use a QR code, but the device scans it. So it's usually something printed out.
Gotcha. So if they're doing like right now with distance learning, QR codes aren't going to be, that's not what they need or could
Probably
use.
not.
Okay.
But they're very simple and they're great for other purposes. So I would just say that would be more of back in the classroom, or I'm sending out stuff that I want you to do, when you pick up the print packets, or parents, if you want to print this out, this is an opportunity that kids could explore. They could use it that way, but then you're assuming that they have a printer, you're assuming that the parents will do that. So there's some assumptions there that depending on your population, that would work. Basically, I'll show you one of the QR generators. You just put your website in here, and it creates your QR code. I like this one because it has the cutesy little frames that you can put on it. And so they can be kind of fun. So obviously some of them are paid. I don't want the paid ones. But I think the top 3 or whatever are. And it's a downloadable JPEG, so you can actually save them and name them, because I made the mistake of being QR code happy at one point. Now I have a whole lot of QR codes, and you have to scan them to figure out what it is they were supposed to go to because I didn't name them. So I do suggest naming them and what they're supposed to go to. I have examples of reading stations done on QR codes, a couple things like that. But again, it's kind of up to whether or not you think that people are going to be signing it or printing and using it that way. So it's a good question. I know a lot of people were using them before or were wanting to. Don't forget to sign up for credit. I'm getting better at getting everything up into Eduphoria. I was working on it before and we kind of had an issue, and like half my classes got deleted. So it was very sad. So I'm hoping they are allowed to come back. So otherwise I'll be doing it all over again. But I'm going to stop this recording.